This is Fang here, Team Guard Break, doing deck tech on Great Nature. This is my main deck right now until G-Booster 4's release, Angel Feather comes out. Unlike most people, we're going to start off with a trigger lineup though, rather than going straight into the Grade 3s, because this trigger lineup is different compared to most. I'm going to start off with a starter here. We've got 4 heal triggers. I don't think I need to explain this ever. Stock 4 heal. Past that, we've got 7 crit triggers. Using kind of a weird lineup just so I can confuse opponents with it. I know I should be running 4 Ruler Chameleons by most definitions, but it just incentivizes me to use this effect when I never, ever, ever want to pull a crit trigger out of the deck for any reason. So, 1 Ruler Chameleon just so I can make people think I can use it. Cutter Falcons just because, and same with the Hedgehog. Doesn't really make a difference. The one that does make a difference, stand triggers. I'm running 5 stand. 4 Protractor Orangutan, 1 Eraser Alpaca. Him, I'll actually use his effect occasionally, dire situations, but caught myself using it once or twice, so I might as well have him. And the reason the deck runs stand, you'll see as the higher grades come up, because this is not your standard Fox Nature.
Silly Fox Nature.
Silly Fox Nature. Played it at States 2 or 3 times, and every single time had no problem against it. The deck is not what it should be. Going on to the grade 1s. Staple, 4 Perfect Guards using the Generation version, just because, I mean, this deck is really Counterblast hungry. I don't need to protect rear guards too much, and I need that Counterblast. 4 Stride Enablers. I mean, any belly. I mean, there's no reason you shouldn't be running this in almost any deck that relies on Stride heavily. 2 Coiling Duckbill. Pretty standard. Is generally anywhere from 2 to 4 of. The Foxes run a lot higher numbers on that than I do. I'm not as heavy on the retires, so it's not required. The 1 weird card is going to be 4 of Mohican Hyena. This deck is a lot more heavily based on the plus 4Ks running around the board, and when you plus 4K column once, 9K, 7K makes 20, and that's just not a good number. You never want to be sitting on a 20K rear guard column. This turns it into a 23 instead of 20. It's kind of bad if you can't get the 4Ks, but this deck is pretty consistent on having them. Grade 2s, 3 Sleepy Taper. Debated between running into Sleepy Taper or Binoculus Tiger. There's almost no reason it should be Binoc Tiger, though. I don't want the early retire in this deck. It's more of a late game combination deck than it is an early game aggro deck. So having the resist is just more important. 4 Cran Tigers, once again, Great Nature staple. When he attacks, boosted, Counterblast 1, stand a rear guard, plus 4K at any time retire and draw a card. It's free cards. There's no reason you would ever want to not run him in Generation Great Nature. I swear to God, you call him Neopets Batman.
Hey, you just did.
The other one is Guru Wolf. I'm not using Fox Legion, obviously, at this point. Guru Wolf, when he attacks a Vanguard and he hits, if he's 20,000 or greater, I draw a card. And this deck absolutely has no problem getting him to the 20,000 power required for the draw. Sticking him turn 2 with a booster, hitting a trigger turns him into a 21K rearguard column, or 20K with a Mohican Hyena. Makes for early game draw when your opponent can't handle a 20 or 21K coming at their 9K, or if he went first, even a 7K Vanguard, or 6K in the ideal. Late game, stacking a few triggers on him between all the 4Ks the deck's able to give. Grand Tiger, you can restand him a few times in combat. This is why the deck runs stand triggers, is this guy right here.
Yeah, again, the frickin' 20K drawing 3 cards.
Yeah! And speaking of the drawing 3 cards, how we do that is main boss of the deck, we do run Stride Break Big Belly. No shock here. I know most of the decks, Fox Legion plays the Fox Legion and Break Ride, so not a whole lot of people are used to playing with Big Belly. His ability, when you stride over him, Counterblast 1, choose 2 of your rear guards, they each get plus 4,000, and if an attack in their column hits and it's 20,000 or greater, you get to draw a card. So you can set that up with these 2 here, give the effect to both of them, turns that from a 15K column into a 27K column, and on hit you get to draw 3 cards. Tends to be a backbreaker, especially hitting stand triggers on the Wolf. If he hits, draw 3 cards. Grand Tiger, if he hits, draw 3 cards. Just all around disgusting. The other unit is more of a meta choice than it is a realistic choice. I mean, you can do, depending on how your meta plays, I'm running Guru Tiger because there is a good bit of defensive tanky decks in our meta, and I've decked out against a lot of them more often than I'd like to admit. So having a Legion in deck so I can continually pitch back cards, and just never run out until eventually I run out of him, which unfortunately no taping cap means I do eventually run out of him. But it'll buy me a few turns against those decks, and generally they'll deck out before I do at that point. Besides that, his effect isn't that bad. Discard a card that shares a... Discard a copy of something that's on your Vanguard circle, choose 2 rear guards, at end of turn when they retire, call them back, draw a card, unflip a damage. He can help countercharge your damage zone back up for more big plays later. Moving on, the strides. This is where I get a little bit of flack because I don't run Phoenix, but again, that's a Fox build. I run the 4 Mana Garmer. He's the killer in the deck. Set him up. Big Belly on a wolf, Mana Garmer on a wolf, Cran Tiger on a wolf. Just tends to destroy people. Either I'm picking up 2 cards, 4 cards, 6 cards, killing, something happens. I mean, Mana Garmer turns with a properly set field, 10th end games. For the early stride, I use 3 Wisdom Teller Dragon. This card is insane. I understand why the Fox Legion runs the Phoenix, but I would never judge. Simply because of this card, I can't justify the Fox Legion. Stride over Big Belly, assign his skill back to your Pencil Koala, and another rear guard, and you're swinging with 1, 2, 3 on hit skills at that point. 35,000, 3 on hit skills, all 3 of which say I draw a card. He baits perfect guards so just
Beautifully.
yeah. It's perfect guard or nothing against him because 35k, 3 on hits. I mean, I've had people drop 4 10ks on him, and that's just beautiful because at that point, if they're dropping their grade 0s, Mana Garmers just becomes a backbreaker. And I run the 1 obligatory Blizzard just because late game, I've seen all your perfect guards, you don't have anything left. I've gone through all my boss strides, I've gone through 2 of my under strides. I can go into a Blizzard for huge numbers. I mean, who doesn't run it?
Yeah,
Kill shot. Alright. That is G-Era Great Nature, non-Fox build. I understand why the Fox builds run, it's consistency. This one just has such stronger plays. Like I said, I played that 2 or 3 rounds during ARG States in Arizona, and every time I played it, it just felt underwhelming in comparison. Like, they got to do the same thing over and over again consistently, and they just get buried, though.
Yeah.
1 big turn buries that deck under, and there's no recovering.
No, I didn't have any problem with him either. So.
You'll get to find out why he didn't have a problem with him. We're going to get his deck up next. This is Fang, Team Guardbrick. Thanks for watching.